In this particular video, I'll teach you how you can become app developer in 2026 and beyond. So, first of all, in order to build app, you need to start using AI properly. So, I'm actually kidding. I'm not talking about like any kind of vibe coding related thing in this particular video. I'm going to realistically teach you like how you can actually like start learning mobile application development and get good at it. Using AI or not using AI, that's like separate topic. I will make lots of video regarding it. You can like follow me or subscribe to this particular channel and like you can get those videos. But in this particular video, I just want to teach you like how you can really learn. Okay, so welcome to roadmap of becoming a Android or iOS mobile app developer. So I already have created a roadmap so that you'll understand like how we actually can start learning. So in terms of mobile application development, we have like a couple of categories which you can choose. Think of this like some kind of path. All this path leads to like one destination, that is like building mobile application. But difference is some path will lead you to like some place where there is no demand, and some paths are like really tough to reach even though there is demand, and some paths are easy and they are like really good way to like reach. You'll enjoy lots of things whenever you are in this particular path. So let me just try to make you understand. So there is something called as native app development. So basically in this particular thing, you have to download Android Studio and Xcode in Apple ecosystem if you are building Android iOS application, and you will start coding in that particular thing. And let me go to some other system where like something like hybrid, where you will be using HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and some frameworks like Ionic and Cordova. All those things will help you to build hybrid application where like it will be one browser, and inside the browser application will be running, and you can like get APK of it or like IPA of it in iOS, and it will look like normal application, but it's actually website inside one browser. So that's how this particular thing works. And experience might not be good or like bad, like we'll see about it whenever like I'm going to explain it properly. Then there is something called as cross platform application. This is the actual meat part of today's conversation. So I'll like explain it in a while. Then there are some other types which I'll go through it like once I'm done with everything. So first of all, in native development, okay, like in mobile application development, we have something called as Java or Kotlin, where we can like actually create Android applications. So in this particular thing, we usually use Jetpack and use Kotlin language, and we'll like code native application. This is the official method to code one Android application. So previously, like whenever we used to like learn Android development, this was the right path to do. Okay, and there were no other options available because this is officially recommended by Google, and whenever like we build using these technologies, it officially runs like natively inside your phone, and it's really fast and efficient way of building application. But only downside is if you are learning using Kotlin language, and like if you are building, it will be used only on Android, and you won't be able to use it on like let's say like Xcode or something like that. You have to code for this thing, and you have to code for like iOS separately. Just like how Android Studio present for like Android ecosystem, same way like we have Xcode, which is for like building a iOS application. We'll be using a language called as Swift, and we'll be coding in Xcode, and you have to make sure like you are on Mac in order to develop this particular thing, because this Xcode software is there, right? It is not present on like Linux or Windows, where you can like sit and code, whereas Android Studio is available on Windows, Linux, as well as even Mac. It's available. That's how like Apple actually like makes sure you buy Apple devices and maybe like use their own software in order to build mobile application in their own system. So that's how they are. So we can't do anything regarding it. We have to like get Mac, and we have to have iPhone in order to actually code in Swift. So there is that. Then when we come to hybrid technologies, back in 2017-18, when these got popular, but it was tough to like code using it. That time, many people said saying like, okay, we know web development. Can't we just put one browser and like load our mobile application in it and then ship it to like people? Actually, it turns out we can. So that's how like this Ionic and lots of other related technologies came, where you can like just use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and code entire mobile application. It will look like mobile application only whenever you are coding, but it won't be as efficient as like Android Studio and Xcode and all. I also have built a couple of production ready application in this particular thing, and it worked fine, but same problem, like it used to take lots of time to open it, and like some features were like really tough to implement. Next thing is a cross-platform application. So basically, in cross-platform application, where we have something called as React Native, where we'll be using React and coding our mobile application, and there is something called as Flutter, where we'll be using a Dart language in order to like code using Flutter. So good thing about this technology is you can like have single code base, and it will work exactly same in Android as well as iOS. So whereas like downside of this thing was if we like code using Android Studio, it won't work in iPhone, and if we code using Xcode, it won't work in Android Studio. But whereas if you code using React Native or like Flutter, it will run both Android as well as iOS. Okay, so that's like really magical technology which was like given to us by these big companies and open source developers who actually worked so that we'll be able to use React or like Flutter and make sure like it's cross platform application. And usually these two are there, right? It works natively in terms of like experience, so it won't be like slow like how it was mentioned in this particular thing. Even in Ionic, we used to like build cross platform in the sense like it used to work on iOS as well as Android at same time, but it was not native, as I said, like it was browser based. But whereas like in terms of cross platform, we have like natively running code on both Android as well as iOS. So in terms of React Native, there are like again like split, where we can like build from scratch using CLI, or we can use something called as Expo. So Expo lets you like code React Native application really fast without any kind of overhead, you don't have to install Android Studio, you don't have to install Xcode, you just have to like write Expo code, and they have one application in Google Play Store which you can download. Once you run your application using npm run Android or npm run iOS, you will be given one QR code. You just have to scan it, and you'll be able to access your application instantly like that. So that's like really good with Expo, and it also like make sure you can like code for both without using Mac Xcode software. Whenever we wanted to code iOS application, we needed Mac, but using Expo we have like something called as like cloud build, where like they have cloud Macs and all, in which it will build like all those things for you. You have to pay for it, it's not cheap, but options are available. And then there is Flutter, which is like one of my favorite framework for building mobile application development. The reason being, this particular thing is like highly efficient compared to React Native. In React Native, we need like lots of packages, lots of modules, and like all those things in order to make something work. But in Flutter, like it's like well built framework where everything like works fast, and even rendering system, everything, syntax, everything is like really great. It uses Dart, and it feels like using some kind of language like C++ or like some proper object oriented language, where React has like a JavaScript or a TypeScript. TypeScript might feel good, but I came from background where like C++ used to be like really popular in college days. So it makes me feel nostalgic whenever I'm coding using Dart. But it has like modern features also. For example, it has async feature and arrow functions. All those things are baked in it. It's not like old language whenever I'm telling like C++. It's a newly created language, and it has like really good syntax and all. So I hope you understood this particular cross-platform application. And then there are some other options are available. I am not recommending this at all, but I just wanted to make you understand that this exists. So there is something called as Kiwi in Python, using which we can use Python to build Android or like iOS application. I'm not really sure whether iOS applications are allowed in this, but Android you can surely build using Kiwi Python. And then there is C#, using which we can use Xamarin. I think it's Microsoft technology using which we can like do exactly same build Android or iOS application. But I am not recommending it just because like there is one language and like there is framework in it and you can use doesn't mean like you have to use it. Most of the time we have to integrate third party things. For example, Razorpay application system, Google Earth, and all those things are there. So whenever we are doing it, we have to try to stick to something which is like popular, okay, like either cross platform or native, maybe hybrid also. But the problem is if some package is not available in hybrid, then it's really tough to support. For example, let's say Razorpay is not available for like on Ionic or something like that, then you can't support it. Like you need to code everything by yourself. But whereas like in cross platform Flutter, Razorpay is like supported very easily, using which you can like collect payment, Razorpay or PayPal or like whatever. So that's why using Flutter or like something which is like really popular is much better than like sticking to something like Python, Kiwi. And we never know like if something doesn't work, then like where to go for like getting feedback or like getting solution. Whereas like Xcode or like Flutter, React Native, all these things have like big community, vast people developing and coding using it, so that anybody will be able to get proper answer if something goes wrong. But in Python, Kiwi or Xamarin, that might not be the case. So that's why try to avoid others and prefer cross-platform with React Native or Flutter. Even these things are good, but not recommended in 2026 and beyond. Hybrid, I'm not sure. Like I have checked it recently, but it's really tough to set it up and like make it work. So go for Flutter or like React Native, and you can start with it very fast. Like you don't have to wait and like do lots of research and all. Just start with the Flutter or maybe React Native, depending upon which you have. If you know like React, then it's preferred to start with React Native. You can like easily set it up and like start writing code immediately. But whereas if you are like interested in learning something different with the object oriented stuffs and all, it's better to go ahead with the Flutter. Both are like really good systems. So thank you so much for watching this particular video. And if you want me to make a tutorial series where I am actually teaching it, put it in comment box if you want to learn Flutter or React Native or whatever you want to learn, and I'll make video regarding it. So thank you so much for watching video till the end. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.